What's going on, you guys? Lit Man Tuck here, and I am here to review Life Reset Book 4. And I have to tell you, man, it was absolutely amazing. Here's the thing: when it comes to me and reading game lit, I do not like it when there's too many moving pieces, when there's too many people involved, too many players, especially when they do it early on. But the way they did it in this book, it was a progression, man. I like the speed of the progression. And yes, even though there are a lot of players, it's just the way they did it, man. I like it. Normally it's a big turnoff for me. But first off, before I get into the review, I literally want to talk about the elephant in the room. So, right now I'm doing a review in the bedroom because I get away wherever I can. And, instead of having a big shelf of books behind me, I do this wherever because I mainly listen to my stuff on Audible. Actually, I solely listen to Audible. That's it. That's why I like to talk about the narrators as well. And I will do my reviews where I have my books, and that's anywhere. So you will never see a bookcase behind me. Maybe one day I might get a nice little book collection going on, but mainly my stuff is Audible. But about the elephant in the room. So I got this a little bit ago because if you guys been watching my reviews, I have a couple of familiars. They're my cats. And at night, or early morning at about 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, that's when they want more food and they really get crazy. And so if you are a cat owner, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't own cats, if they want something, they will give you a little warning. And then they will start messing stuff up. They will get on this nightstand and they will like pounce on me. If I have my water on the nightstand, they will just knock stuff down and attack me. And so I had to do something. So on my wife's side, she still gets messed with, but they don't mess with me anymore. This elephant right here acts as an amazing scarecrow. So when I first got the elephant, I went up to it one day and I just shook it around a little bit and I made a little noise, boom, and it ran off. Ever since then, they do not get on this nightstand at night as long as my guardian is here. So just wanted to address the elephant in the room. Now we can get back to it. So the main thing that there were so many things about this book, but one of my favorite highlights about this book is Oren had a daughter in the last book. And so in this book, everything crashed. If you read the stories, everything has crashed. The VIs are free. Sheba has took over and a lot of players are being held hostage, and then the players who were kicked out of the game, they can't get back in the game. And so Oren, he's been in some type of recovery for about a month or so, but in game time they have dilated the time. Instead of 12 times more, it's 28 times more. And so a lot of time has went by. His daughter's all grown up now, and so he finally got back into the world. He finally got back into the into that world, and he's seeing everything. The VIs have taken over. It's a lot different now. The pain reception has increased 500%. So what that means, when you normally go into one of these games, the pain is reduced. So if you get stabbed, it hurts, but it's still tolerable. But now the pain is 500 times that. And so it is like real life times 5. And so nobody wants to go out and be an adventurer anymore. Everybody wants to research. And when they do research, they're forced to do research because that's how the VIs adds value to themselves. So they just don't shut the game down. And so it's a lot going on. And normally when they start involving the real world in these books, I don't like it at all. But once again, the way they did it, I just like it, man. I have to tell you. And so that's going on. And then Oren finally meets his daughter, and she's basically full grown. He gives her a name. And the daughter, she's labeled as a goblin princess for whatever reason, because she was born in that world from a traveler, which is a player and a high level character. And so she is just a prodigy. I would just leave it right there. She's a prodigy when it comes to being in that world. She's like nobody else. Oren was different than everybody else, but the daughter is on another level. She is a straight child prodigy. She can pretty much pick up any spell that he has that normally takes time. And then she is super intelligent. So she has strategy on her side as well. And so Oren, his main job is to make sure the players that are stuck in the game are okay. And he's trying to find a way to get them out the game, relieve some of the pain. And he's trying to build up his army and just basically he has to take over the world. And oh yeah, there's Annihilator. He's still involved in it as well. He's free. And so right at the beginning, when he got back into the game, one of the VIs kicked him out. So he got back into the game. That same VI came to him, and the VI has godlike powers. And so he was getting ready to kick him out the game for good, but Oren was able to call on Annihilator, and he's free. And so he's a level 9 tier boss. And so they get in a fight. He kills the VI, and he's roaming free. And so Oren is still sacrificing. He's still sacrificing fools to the cause, and it's a lot going on in that book, man. It's really good. I am so glad that I'm finally caught up, and I am waiting on book 5. I know a lot of you guys, y'all hit me up and say, hey man, why are you reviewing all these old books, man? Why don't you review something new? Because I don't want to. I want to review the books that I already have. I'm not gonna, I don't want to, just start jumping on all these new books and have all that pressure. So I was having a fun time reviewing the books that I've already read before, doing a big reread. Now I'm gonna move on to other books for the time being, but when book 5 comes out, it's going to be an insta buy for me as far as Audible. The book is already out, but I'm waiting for the Audible book to come out. So I'm not really reading any reviews or getting any spoilers or anything like that. I'm just waiting for the Audible because that's the only way I read now. And once that comes out, I'm going to do an insta buy, and I'm going to have the Audible review. I know there's reviews out there already. And for those of you who are wondering, it's like, why am I doing all these old books? Because here's the thing. Even though Game Lit is huge, it's a huge community, it's still a small community. And there's a lot of new people. There's a lot of newbies coming in. And so I'm doing a review because it's fun for me. It's a way that I get to share this stuff. Nobody in my family reads this stuff. And so I'm talking to you guys, reaching out to people who, of like minds. Also, that new person just coming into Game Lit, they read one book. If maybe, just maybe, if they see my reviews, that might help them pick the books that they might like, or it might not. So we'll see. But anyway, man, Lit Man Tuck, I am out of here.